Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session in the ACEC interview series. Today, I have the great pleasure of speaking with Nancy Parsons, CEO and President of CDR Companies, co-founder of CDR 3-Dimensional Assessment Suite, and the driving force behind CDR-U Coach, a digital avatar-based coaching platform that is reshaping the future of executive development. Nancy has been recognized as a thought leader in leadership development, talent strategies, and coaching innovation. And today, we're diving into her expertise on coaching in the digital age. Welcome, Nancy.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Appreciate it.
You've built a career combining assessments, coaching, and technology. What's one personal moment of turning point when you realized digital tools had to be part of how you deliver coaching?
Yeah, actually, I can't take credit for the idea. It was one of our customers asked me, and this was
Okay.
probably 8, 9 years ago, way before all this AI and the rest of it. And it
Hmm.
was the chief learning officer at the U.S. Army Civilian University. Her name was Dr. Leslie McDade Morrison, and she said to me, they were using our assessments for coaching at the top of the house. And she said to me, Nancy, she goes, we just need to be able to roll this down to 10,000 employees. We need to scale it. Can you come up with
Oof.
something digital or some kind of avatar thing? So it was Leslie's idea. And I said to her, yeah, Leslie, I'll get on that, because I thought it was a great idea. And there you go. That was kind of the birth of the idea for us. And we started working on it, thinking about it, researching it. And so we were out at, well before even the COVID and everything on our
Yeah,
development phase. Yeah. So,
interesting.
so that's how it came about.
Interesting.
But as we research it, the other thing that really it just hit me, I've spent most of my career coaching the top of the house, the top 15% that are in the last 25% of their career, largely. And it really made me think, shouldn't we be flipping that and coaching people early so they really can, go in the best direction and really reach their potential?
True.
But we
Why
wait
not?
until all these things are embedded when we could have been helping
Mm.
them earlier on. So for me, it was like an eye opener that I needed.
My second question is how have your own values, fairness and inclusion, and helping people see their gifts shaped the way you design digital coaching solutions like the
Yeah.
CDR-U Coach?
Well, and actually, yes, it is the best tool for diversity, for pulling in
Mm.
all people based on who they are, because these are objective tools. Okay. We run the gender, the race, and they're neutral. So what happens is they're objective because it's a self-report assessments. We have 3 assessments: character assessment, which is modeled after the 5-factor model. We have a risk assessment for derailment, which is also personality based, where we measure 11 risks that throw careers off. And then lastly, we have what we call our drivers and rewards, that measures one's intrinsic motivators or their passions, as well as their non-interests and things, they find annoying, right? So together we
Mm.
call that, the true talent profile, or the 3D suite. And this helps a person go really deep in self-awareness. So, and what happens is, and we use it for selection screening too. So when
Yeah.
the instrument and the results have no idea, what is it, a woman? Is it this? Or who are you? What country are you from? So it's neutral. And the
Mm.
results are, objective. And so it's actually better in that sense than any interviews and things like that, if that makes sense.
In your experience, what is the biggest misconception leaders have about digital or avatar based coaching? And how is it different from the stereotype or just remote coaching on Zoom? Give us
Yeah.
a bit more knowledge on that.
Right, right. And what we do is a little bit different than a lot of the AI coaching out there, okay? Because we're actually doing a full debrief for self-awareness. Many of the others are helping people with skills just in time, ideas and such. No, we're taking those assessments. They take the assessments and they're getting a full personalized debrief. No two, are the same. So the objections, especially say from coaches or leaders, can be, well, it's not personal, or, you need a human and all this. And I will agree that if you can have human feedback, if we have trained coaches to do this, that's a 2.5 hour to 3 hour coaching session with humans, right? Their
Yes.
companies are not going to pay for everyone to have coaching. They just don't. They don't have the budgets. This is a way to develop everyone and reach everyone top to bottom. So it's really a fabulous way, and people want it. It's one of their greatest needs on surveys. They want development, right? The second part of it is, though, the data from our assessments is scientifically validated, so you can use it for enterprise-wide solutions too. So it's both an individual development tool that stays with a person. We have action planning and all these other things. And then the second part is you can use that data for custom training, succession planning decisions, all kinds of things.
Excellent. So, can you share a case where the digital assessment created a measurable leadership impact compared to traditional coaching methods and assessment?
Well, yeah, I mean, and part of it in our case, though, too, is tied to the assessments. Without the assessments, the digital coach would be like
Mm-hmm.
anything else. You're just hoping to
Okay.
hit the right thing. So it really, for us, comes down to I have to say, the sweet spot, which is the assessments. Because once you have that data, then it helps you understand yourself and what's working, what's not, where your strengths and gifts are that you didn't even know you had, right? So it
Yeah.
gives you a whole new sense of direction. So we're like the blueprint. So the avatar can give you the blueprint and then some help you build action plans. But then you need development from there, whether we do coaching, team development, or we're even working with partnering with other AI coaching companies that can
Mm.
carry the torch, help that person move on to build what they need to build. So we're like a starting point, if that makes sense.
Um, AI is growing at an alarming rate. That is new
Right.
technologies, that is agentic AI. Um, are we going to be replaced as coaches? I mean, you said we're complemented. Frankly, I see maybe the age of robotic coaching or agentic AI where it's an autonomous and can do everything. Do you think we're
Uh,
going to be replaced?
um, I think certain things might be replaced. I think it depends on the type of coaching you do too. Okay. If you're very heavily process driven, you might be replaced. I'm just saying, I think.
Yeah.
But if you are able to mix the art science of coaching and that connect, I think most coaches are still going to be needed greatly. So what I see, like for us, even though we have the digital avatar that does use some AI in the voices, and we're even looking at linking with some AI partners, I still
Mm.
see coaches needed. But here's the problem with coaching: some people need some support weekly, daily, some
Yes.
reminders. That's where AI comes in. AI is
True.
great for that, but you
True.
still need to meet with your coach like every 2 weeks to really. So I don't see it largely replacing coaches unless the coach is really doing little process things, if that
Uh,
makes
uh,
sense.
yes, and I see emotional intelligence is difficult to replace, and that's
Yes,
where I think we would come in as
absolutely.
emotional intelligence, adaptability, resilience, innovation. These are all the key uniqueness as defining. Yeah, or I,
Absolutely.
I define those as the future of leadership 2030, and these are the four characteristics I put in: adaptability, resilience, innovation, emotional
Yes,
intelligence, and for the context of this region, multi generational, multicultural acumen. Right? That's
absolutely.
basically how I paint the uniqueness of a person. I'm
Okay.
going to move into ACEC. So, how can ACEC help coaches responsibly adopt digital transformation and leadership coaching? How can we help
Yeah,
them?
I think having some of these webinars, discussions, Q&A sessions, having some demos and
Okay.
helping them understand where's their niche. What are they really doing? Like you just expressed, and I just expressed, it's that art, that connection with your people, and really helping reading them and guiding them and having those tough conversations as needed. Um, so I think, yeah, I think if we kind of have those workshops more and more,
Yes.
sessions, discussions, and like in our case, we'll be happy to let people even try our system so they get a feel for it.
Yes.
So they're
Okay.
not like, oh my goodness, kind of thing. And I know I'm networking with a lot of AI organizations, coaching organizations, and I'm sure they will do the same and we can pull them in. They'd be happy to come in.
So if a coach said, I already coach leaders in person,
Right.
why bother with digital tools or any of the other platforms? What's your one line answer?
If you want to keep your client, you must. because they're moving on
I
to
love
it.
it.
They're moving
I,
on. They're moving
I,
on.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, perfect answer. Thank you for sharing both your personal journey and your professional insights. What I
Well,
love
thank you.
about this conversation is how it balances the heart and technology, reminding us that I think coaching in the digital age isn't about replacing the human touch, right?
Right, right. Not
But
at all.
about exactly, but about scaling it with new tools and platform. So,
Right.
on behalf of ACEC, thank you for being part of this series and for helping us all think bigger about the future of leadership coaching. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.